I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to watch 3 naked men fight a bear. Oh no.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Take It Before You Kick It, your go-to guide to your adventure bucket list. Today we're diving into a place that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is Glenwood Springs, Colorado. As a Colorado native who's been to Glenwood more times than I can count, I am here to give you the inside scoop on this incredible destination. Specifically, all of the bucket list things that you can do there. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's explore Glenwood Springs together and see if it's worth your adventure bucket list. So let's start with the basic. What exactly is Glenwood Springs? Glenwood Springs is a tiny mountain town in Colorado. It's about 175 miles west of Denver, and it's a roughly 3-hour drive, but trust me, it's worth every minute. P.S. If you don't have a car, there are a few buses leaving out of Union Station in Denver, but this might increase your total travel time. Nestled in the Rocky Mountains, this place is known for its hot springs, outdoor activities, and breathtaking scenery. It's like a playground for nature lovers. And speaking of the drive, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Driving through Glenwood Canyon is like one of my favorite drives in all of Colorado, at least so far. It's stunning. It's a view that you need to see to believe. For all you people who love driving through nature, this is the spot to be. Now, that being said, who would I recommend Glenwood Springs to? Judging how I've gone there so many times, I would recommend Glenwood Springs to people who just love nature and love outdoors and love mountains. There is so much to do around Glenwood Springs, so whether you're into hiking, skiing, or just soaking into the hot springs, I promise you that Glenwood has something for you. It's perfect for families, couples looking for a romantic getaway, or even solo travelers just seeking some peace and quiet. So if you love adventure and relaxation in equal measure, this is definitely going to be your spot. We even went here for one of my best friends to get proposed to. It's stunning. Now, you probably already know my answer to this, but is Glenwood Springs worth it? Absolutely. If you can get there, it is a little bit out of the way if you don't have a car. However, I've been there in every season, and it just never disappoints. In winter, you can hit the slopes at nearby ski resorts or enjoy the hot springs just surrounded by snow-capped mountains and rivers. And then spring and summer also offer amazing hiking trails, river rafting, and maybe even paragliding or other extreme adventure sports if you're feeling adventurous. And the fall, you can go there for the fall foliage. It's just every time I visit, I find something new to love about this place. It's just like a little Colorado local hidden gem. And it's just beautiful. So when would I go? Honestly, there's really no bad time to go, and it really is highly dependent on what you want to do. If you want to hike, there's some hikes like Maroon Bells and Hanging Lake that are going to be operational during the summer, or if you want to do any outdoor activities whatsoever, like river rafting or horseback riding, that's going to have to be done in summer. If you want to do skiing or snowboarding, that is obviously going to have to be done in the winter. As far as the hot springs, you can do it all year round, and I have done it in the summer as well as the winter. And in the winter, it's nice because it's really cold outside and you can go into those hot springs and it's really warm. However, when you get out, it's like 1,000 knives on your body. It's so cold when you get out. However, it feels really good once you're in there. And in the summer, it feels better when you get out, but they're a little warm. So I think you can and you should do them all year round, but just keep that in mind when you are going into the hot springs.
Now, just a quick note on the hot springs, because I promised you funny travel stories in this podcast. So my best friend got engaged here, and when she was off with her fiance, the rest of us girls decided that we were going to try something a little bit off the beaten path in Glenwood. Since we were locals, we wanted to branch out and explore a little bit. So we decided to go to the South Canyon Hot Springs, which is not like the regulated hot springs in downtown Glenwood. This is quite literally a hot pool in the middle of the mountains, as we would come to learn. So we parked, and this man approached us, and he said, "Okay, ladies, there's a bear wandering around." And we still said okay because we were adventuring and we really wanted to go soak in some natural hot springs. And we ended up taking this little path down, and we got there, and we quickly realized that this hot spring was clothing optional, especially by the men. But it was okay. We decided that we were safe. We decided that we were going to stay. And after a while of sitting there and talking to people, we heard this rustling noise. And I'm not talking about a rustling noise that was far away. I'm talking right above the hot springs, about 6 feet away from everybody. And everybody in this pool went silent. And then all of a sudden, I didn't think to myself, oh my gosh, it's the bear. I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to watch 3 naked men fight a bear. Oh no. So, spoiler alert, it was not the bear, it was a deer. It was still very, very close to us, which was a little too close for my taste. But I'm just happy that my day did not end with watching 3 naked men fight a bear. That just would have been the cherry on top. Anyway, back to it.
And now what you have all been waiting for, let's talk about some bucket list activities that you can actually do in Glenwood Springs. Now, my favorite, as I've been talking about, is the hot springs. Now, there is a main one, but there's also some little ones and even some natural ones. I've tried all of them. Personally, I enjoyed the Iron Mountain hot springs the best because the normal basic hot springs that's in the middle of the city, it kind of just feels like a giant pool. And I don't know, there was like a lot of kids screaming and I'm not a huge fan of children. So I enjoyed the Iron Mountain hot springs because they had several different pools that were all different temperatures, and also the view. Oh my gosh, the view. It's like you're right on the river. You can see all of these mountain peaks. They had drinks. So every time that I've gone, I've always gone to the Iron Mountain hot springs. There they have 16 natural geothermal springs, and they actually just opened up a new section, which is a 10 world experience, and it's adults only. Said I don't like children, so this is perfect. The temperatures range from 98 to 108 degrees Fahrenheit, and some of them were really cool. Like they had structures going over them, or they even had stones in the bottom of the pool, so you can kind of massage your feet at the same time. And also on the opposite end, they also have a cooler pool area. I found that this is where all of the families like to congregate. And then all the couples and the solo travelers tended to go towards they're like all these like mini hot tubs with just a gorgeous mountain view. This is especially nice during the winter as an après-ski activity. Next, if you're there during the summer, oh my gosh, hike Hanging Lake. Do you remember that Glenwood Canyon that we were talking about driving earlier? Okay. Hanging Lake is right in the middle of there, and it's one of the most popular hikes in Colorado, so I would expect some crowds. However, it did not disappoint. I was literally hiking next to a waterfall the entire time, and once you get up there, it's just like this emerald lake that is just surrounded by all of these waterfalls. And then you can hike 5 minutes up to this place called Sprouting Rock, and there's these 2 massive waterfalls just cascading down onto this rock. It was just amazing. So if you are in Glenwood Springs, definitely don't forget to check it out. It is only open during the summer, and you do need a permit in order to go. I think I'm going to do an entire episode on Hanging Lake. Did not disappoint. Even for a Colorado local who loves hiking, still did not disappoint. Next, if you are looking for a unique bucket list thing to do in Glenwood, I would definitely check out the Yampa Vapor Caves. It's actually a spa, and it looks really dingy from the outside. I'm sorry, but once you get in, it's just like a nice little spa. And I've actually gotten a few spa treatments there. The first time, I did this mineral bath thing, and then I also did this wrap where they wrapped my entire body. I don't know, it's supposed to make you look skinnier. I just looked like a spa mummy. It was great. And then the second time I got a facial, and honestly this spa did not disappoint. They had this atrium that I read in afterwards, and each spa treatment that I did, it came with full access to the vapor cave. So if you are looking for a spa, that is definitely the one that I would most recommend. What makes this great is that it has these naturally occurring vapor caves, which is actually one of the only known vapor caves in all of North America. I'm gonna be honest, it looks like you are going into a sketchy basement to get murdered when you're in there. Like the first time I went, I was like, am I gonna die here? However, oh my gosh, I just squished an ant. That's what I get for RVing in Colorado full time. Okay, anyway, back to it. Once you get down into the sketchy basement, it's this amazing cave that just has these mineral-rich hot waters, and it's actually been a wellness destination for over a century, and before that, it was actually used by the Indians for detoxification and healing and rituals. I will have to say, it's hot, so you can't stay down there very long, and it kind of feels like you're breathing in the water and the air because it's very, very humid. However, again, this is one of the only known natural vapor caves in North America. So if you are in Glenwood and, maybe you've been hiking, maybe you've been skiing, this is a perfect opportunity to cross this off of your bucket list and do some relaxation after your adventures. With that being said, since this is a hot springs destination, there are so many spas in this town. It's super tiny, and it's so funny how it's just this tiny mountain town, but there is so much luxurious spa opportunities here, and you might as well take advantage of them. As I said, there's the Yampa spas and vapor caves. I have a full list of all of these spas in my full article, the Glenwood Springs bucket list, on thebucketlistmermaid.com. So if you do want to see more examples of spas that you can go to, definitely make sure to check that out. And next, there is this place called Hotel Colorado. This was built in 1893, and it's actually been an iconic landmark that has been a symbol of the city's vibrant past, and so many people have stayed there, like past presidents, famous gangsters, Hollywood stars, and it's just like this really cute mountain hotel. Funny story, I actually stayed there once with my rabbit. Like, I had a white rabbit, and I stayed in Hotel Colorado with my rabbit, and we watched horror movies in Hotel Colorado, and it's kind of old, so it's just like a little unsettling. Just like hearing my rabbit hop around while I'm watching horror movies in this historic hotel in the middle of nowhere in Glenwood. Also, if you do end up going into the city of Glenwood Springs, there are the cutest little mountain boutiques. There's handmade jewelry and, of course, a Western store because we're Colorado and we have to do that. And bookstores. Again, I have a full list of this on the blog post. I'm just a boho yogi, okay? And I love handmade mountain hippie things, so sue me. Next, there are several adventure companies within Glenwood Springs that offer, some rafting or some kayaking if you are there during the summer. You can have a water adventure on the mighty Colorado River. I would check out companies like Glenwood Adventure Company or Blue Sky Adventures if you do want to check this off of your bucket list. Now also, the Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park, you actually have to take a little gondola type thing in order to get up there, but there is an alpine coaster, there's a giant canyon swing, there's some fairy caves. I actually stayed at a hotel that was right adjacent to this little gondola thing, and the Iron Mountain Hot Springs are close to this gondola up to the Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park as well. That's the good thing about Glenwood. It's so tiny, you can get almost anywhere from any place. There's also a zip line for those of you who want to fill your adrenaline. This is a Glenwood Canyon zip line. Again, Glenwood Canyon. Woo, it's great. It's awesome. And you might as well, just like do a zip line through it. Also, since I am a local and I have been there several times, I have eaten at several places within the Glenwood Springs area. One of my favorites, which you cannot miss if you go there, is the Italian Underground. They don't take reservations and they're always full. However, just go early, and the spicy lasagna just like has a place in my heart forever and ever. Also, another one that's like right down the street from the Italian Underground is the Smoke Modern Barbecue. They had so many different barbecue sauces that I tried, and I'm just a sauce girly. I love the sauces. I ordered a buffalo chicken mac and cheese. It was just great. It's also like several Mexican restaurants. Like I got this huge oversized giant margarita that I enjoyed responsibly, but it was massive. And just so many local restaurants here that you can support. I'm all for it. Your culinary palate will not be disappointed if you visit Glenwood Springs. I guarantee it. Moving on, there are several companies that do horseback riding in the mountains. I did this for my birthday one year. It was gorgeous. Horseback riding through this canyon. If you are into that kind of stuff, again, who doesn't want to go horseback riding in Colorado? We're like known for our cowboys. You might as well. But again, that Glenwood Adventure Company, High Canyon Adventures, Sunlight Mountain Resort, all of these have guided tours throughout these serene mountain landscapes, allowing you to feel the thrill of a horseback ride while just soaking in these majestic views of Glenwood. And lastly, again, I can't mention it enough, just drive through Glenwood Canyon. Ugh! Just rocks and forests and rivers and these rocks that go straight up from your car. I'm just such a sucker for beautiful mountain drives. Also, if you know of any other beautiful mountain drives, please feel free to contact me because I'll do it. I will drive there. I live in an RV. I'll go drive there. I will. So out of all of this, what do you think? What would you most like to add to your adventure bucket list? Glenwood Springs is just a treasure trove of adventure, but also just sprinkled in with a little relaxation. It's just like the perfect mountain weekend getaway, and it just has something for everybody. So as a local, I can assure you that Glenwood Springs is definitely a destination that you want to go to. If you have any questions or need more tips, feel free to reach out. Go to my website, thebucketlistmermaid.com, read the show notes, read the full article, and if you've been to Glenwood Springs, I would love to hear about your experiences. This is like a Colorado local favorite. I want to hear. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share this episode with your fellow travel and outdoor enthusiasts. And I want to thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about one of my favorite childhood places as a Colorado local. Thank you so much for tuning in to Ticket Before You Kick It, and until next time, keep exploring and stay adventurous.